Hey, everybody. Hey there, Jonathan.
Hey guys, welcome in. We're going to be getting started here in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to actually set a 3-minute timer to run down here so we can keep track of where we're at. We'll let everybody in. We're expecting a pretty full house today. We've had almost 1,900 people register. My Zoom account's limited to 1,000, but I don't really think we're likely to have a problem. Generally, we find about only a quarter to a third of the people that register show up live, so we should be just fine. But for those of you that are here, welcome. Glad you got in early and glad that we're going to make sure you're here. In just a moment, I'll make introductions. I'll introduce you to Javi from Formwise. Really excited to have the conversation today with him and share what's going on. In the meantime, if you would do me a massive favor, I'll probably say this a couple times, but I'd love to know what part of the world you're joining in from. If you'd go over in the chat and you just let us know where you're coming from or where you're in, that would be amazing. Oh, we got Michael in Pensacola. We're only about 20 miles away. That's cool. We've got Germany, California, Indiana, Denmark. All right, Heidi, welcome. Love to see you back. England, good Germany, going past so fast I can hardly keep up. That's amazing. So, guys, we're so happy to see you guys here. We're excited. Again, we're going to be getting started. If you can see the timer here, it is set for a minute 48 here. I'm going to go ahead and make my view just a little bit bigger. And I'm going to actually bring in Javi as well because Javi and I are going to be doing this together. Actually, Javi's going to be doing most of this, but we'll go ahead and get Javi in as
Yeah.
well. There we go. And again, about a minute and a half, we'll get started. So if you're just joining us and you're coming on in, we'd love it if you'd go ahead in the comments and just share whereabouts you are coming in from. We'd love to know where you're at. We'll be watching that. And then as soon as we get started, we'll begin with just a little bit of housekeeping and get things launched. But I'm really excited, guys. You know me, I'm a nut for GPTs. I absolutely love them. Love prompting. And Javi and I met a couple months ago,
hmm
and we're introduced by a peer of ours. And Javi is, in my mind, has got one of the best ways to monetize that. So if you've got prompts, you've got GPTs, you're trying to figure out how to monetize it and not give away the farm to everybody. I think you're going to be really excited with Javi walks you through today, and we're going to show you that. We're going to show you some of the things that that we've built on Formwise, that other things there, and I'm really excited for that. So 37 seconds, 35 seconds now on the timer, and we'll go ahead and get things in. Again, if you're just joining us, if you would tell us whereabouts in the world you're coming in from. We'd love to know where you're joining us from, and we will get things kicked off here in about 20 seconds. Tova, good to see you back from Norway. Glad to have you here. It's fantastic. Nashville, the UK. Awesome. I love it. South Florida. Cameroon. Oh, hey, I haven't had a Cameroon in a while. Great. Gertrude, glad to have you here. Wisconsin, DFW, Canada, over there. That's me. Karen, welcome. If I'm not calling your name, by the way, I'm not trying to be rude to you. Petra from Slovenia, that's great. It just means that I can only catch so many things as they go by in the chat. All right, so let's see if I can turn this off. Zoom's always a struggle for me. There we go. We've got the timer off. Well, let's go ahead and kick things off, guys. I'm
hmm
excited. So, if those of you that don't know me, I'm Jonathan Mast. I'm going to kind of be the MC here, but we're going to actually be turning things over in just a minute to Javi from Formwise. A little bit of background. Most of you guys know that I'm a nut, as I mentioned, for prompting, for custom GPTs and all that. And you know, I love them, but it's kind of hard to monetize because you can't just necessarily share everything in ChatGPT because you have no way to control access or anything else. And sometimes maybe we just want to provide value and we don't want to share our prompt. We want to be able to give the experience, but not share the prompt. And a couple months ago, Javi and I had the opportunity to meet and were introduced by a mutual friend. And Javi showed me what they're doing at Formwise. And after a little bit of skepticism, because I've heard lots and lots of pitches, Javi showed me what it did, and I was super impressed. I'm like, we got to share this with our audience. So today is a free training. We're going to literally walk you through everything. Total candidness, there is a sales pitch coming at the end, okay? But it's a simple one and it's a massive savings. Javi's going to offer everybody, if you're interested, massive savings. If you're not, that's okay. You're still welcome to hang out with us, welcome to learn. There's absolutely no obligation whatsoever. This is all about learning a way to monetize, which I know is one of the things we talk about in the group all the time. So with that, Javi, I'm going to turn things over to you. Screen
Absolutely.
share everything else. If you need anything, I'll be
Absolutely.
right here. And everybody knows I'm not real shy, so I'll be happy to jump in if we need to do that. But you should be good to share the screen now, and we'll dive
Ab-
on in.
Absolutely, guys. So again, my name's Javier. I'm one of the co-founders of Formwise, and as Jonathan said, we met a few months ago. And as you guys know, there's a ton of noise out there in the AI marketplace, from people sharing prompts to a new AI tool or a new engine that OpenAI just actually dropped. So I want to try to distill as much value as possible on this call. Outside of a sales pitch at the end, the offer we will give at the end, my goal today is to give you guys as much knowledge as possible from the thousands of users that have now used Formwise to build a micro product using a simple prompt. And that's really our vision of the future at Formwise. That's our thesis that AI is going to be powered by experts. And experts fall into the category of something we call knowledge experts. So if you have something to share with the world, whether it's a useful prompt that helps you, build a meal plan, or maybe you're a coach or a course creator, all that knowledge can be turned into a sellable AI asset. And at Formwise, of course, our name is Form. Our name has Form in it. But we have two types of tools that people generally create, and then I'm going to show you some actual case studies on some tools that have been monetized in just super niche industries. And again, I want to stress the niche because there's a lot of AI tool builders out there. There's a lot of tool builders that are kind of more geared for people that are used to development jargon and stuff like that. We stress a lot on the small pond theory, which means that the more niche, the more impactful, and ultimately you want to build a tool that's solves a pain point that is very, very intimate to your audience. So if it's bundled with a course, or it's bundled into your membership, or it's just a little micro product that you sell access to, all of that can be incredibly valuable if you have a value ladder. So I'm going to start out by just sharing both of the types of tools that you're able to create in Formwise. So this is the dashboard. I have a ton of tools in my account. Whenever you sign up, you'll have zero, but we do have a template library. I don't want to jump into the templates here. I want to kind of just show you the basics of the two types of tools. The first type of tool is called a smart form, which I want you to think of it as a fill in the blank form. So if you've ever built a form on the internet, Typeform, Google Forms, Jot Forms, any type of form, you've added fields to something and then embedded and published that form, you're officially an AI tool builder if you sign up for Formwise, because that's one of the core tools we have. And the whole idea behind the smart form is just that. It's fill in the blank type of tool where your end user fills out a few questions and then you map it to a prompt. So I'm going to show you just this super simple tool. This is a coffee description writer. And again, I'm choosing a very basic tool, but we have we have users that have built some really advanced, cool stuff, but I'm going to just show you the fundamentals. And technically, this could be created in a sense with like something like Zapier and a OpenAI API key and glue it together. We sort of provide the infrastructure to kind of do it all in one place. So you would add your field. So I have 3 questions here: name of drink or bean, ingredients, and tasting notes and vibe. So these 3 questions I'm going to collect from the end user, depending where I actually decide to embed this tool. So let's just say, for example, I'm going to be embedding this in a course or on my website or something like that. If you do decide to put it like out there in the wild, you might want to also collect an email, but that's what this regular form is going to do. Nothing fancy. So the magic behind this that makes this an actual AI tool is the prompt behind the form, which the end user does not see. This is something completely proprietary to you. So obviously, this is not a fancy prompt at all. This is a coffee description prompt. So if I click on step 1 here, it's going to open the prompt generator here. And if you notice here, I have my instructions on what to do with the information that the end user just provided to the form. So if you guys remember, I had question 1, 2, and 3, the name of the drink or bean, ingredients or origin info, tasting notes and vibe. And I can actually map in those in there. Now, where this would be found useful, again, these are sort of fill in the blank tools where we're essentially operationalizing the output of going back and forth with ChatGPT into something that is super easy. So again, if you're in the AI space and you use ChatGPT like me, and I'm assuming everybody on this call, if you're in Jonathan's group, you're probably very familiar with ChatGPT. You're an expert at prompting. You're an expert at getting ChatGPT to do exactly what you want. But the fact of the matter is, as AI becomes exponentially more powerful, people are not really going to know exactly what to ask ChatGPT. It's called blank page syndrome. It's too open ended. It's like telling people to go research something and just give them Google. Like they're not going to be able to do it. So if you are able to provide a super powerful output with a prompt, you know what to collect from the end user to power that prompt, you can easily create a quick little tool. So as you can see here, I have my prompt to create a compelling copy menu description using this information. And then I have some additional instructions here. Keep the tone elegant, descriptive, and under 200 words. Boom, save the prompt. I can choose my model. I can make it also search the internet. You know, if I'm collecting like a website URL, say you're building an audit tool where somebody's putting in their website or something like that. You can also build a tool where people upload things like PDFs, Microsoft Word docs, and stuff like that. And then, of course, you can also layer the tool with your proprietary data, which I don't have any data for this example, but let's just say I had a library of coffee names that I want the tool to also pull from. I can do that. But again, let's kind of stick to the basics. Let me show you just, again, how this works. So we're going to save that prompt and we're ready to test out the tool. So I have the tool out here already. So let me start over. And let's just make up a cool copy name. Let's call it Jonathan's Espresso, if that's how you spell espresso. Okay, and let's do another one. Let's see. Obviously, it has espresso. Comes from Cameroon. I heard that earlier, and is organic. Again, I'm just making stuff up just for an example. Tasting tones, super strong, will make you more creative. And again, guys, I'm showing a super simple example just to show you guys how a smart form works. The fields I just used is being basically prompt injected into the prompt on the back end, and it's delivering a result for the end user. You notice here it says powered by Formwise. You're able to turn off our branding. We have a theme builder as well if you want to change the colors. If there's any CSS people on the call, you can also change the font and stuff like that as well. So this is a super simple tool that is ready to be shared. The use cases here, guys, for a simple smart form tool is lead gen, course companions. They can be embedded in your portal, in your membership area. Let's just say you have a collection of these tools. You can bundle them in something called a tool set. So a tool set is going to look like this. Let me see. This is what a tool set looks like. And I'm going to touch a little bit more on this here in just a second. I want to show you what the co-pilots look like because, of course, the name of this training today is how to monetize a GPT. A GPT is conversational, and that's what we're going to show next. But if you ever wanted to share it all in one place, we do have something called a tool set, which I will cover more here in just a minute because that really gets into the monetizations part. And Jonathan, if you have any questions, if you want me to slow down, anything like that, you let me know. You sort of set the pace for me here.
No, I think you're doing great. And just a couple things from the chat I want to mention to people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a link in the chat for you guys if you're interested in Formwise. It is my affiliate link, but you guys are going to get some bonuses if you use that. So please go ahead and do that. Javi's going to announce a discount here in a couple minutes. You do not need to purchase anything. This is just an education
Absolutely.
on how to do it. But there is a link. I'll put that in the chat. I also want to remind everybody that in addition, I'm giving away a couple, and I didn't mention this to anybody, but we're waiting for people to join in. I'm giving away a couple free passes to some of my paid trainings. I put in the chat. If you guys don't type an answer to this yet, but if you look at my hat, there's an arcade game that's represented on my hat. And at some point, Javi doesn't even know, I'm going to just ask everybody what year that video game was released according to Perplexity. That's what I'm using for my base. And We'll pick a couple people out of that list. I'll tell you what we're doing and just be ready to respond. But don't respond until I say it, because then you'll give everybody else the answer. So sorry, Javi, don't mean to interrupt, but just a little bit
It's
of
all good.
housekeeping there. Go
I
ahead.
love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. So now that you guys know what a smart form is, I'm going to show you what a co-pilot is. And again, a co-pilot, that's just our word for GPT, because I think the word GPT is possibly trademark. I'm not sure. So we just chose co-pilot. It's not trademark. Basically, it is a GPT. So let's jump in here. I'm going to just pick one at random that I have. Let's do the cafe marketing one to sort of stick with the coffee theme. This is a co-pilot. So let that load. So in the Copilot builder, again, this is sort of built for people that aren't too interested in being really technical prompt engineers. We make it super easy for you to just paste the instructions. So if you notice here, this is going to be a little bit different. So instead of like a form-like tool where people fill out a few fields and then that input is mapped into the prompt itself, you are going to be basically giving a identity prompt to the Copilot. If you've ever built a GPT, this is extremely familiar. When you build a GPT, you want to give it its base identity, and then you want to give it its process outline. Jonathan probably has some really good resources on building a GPT. He has some awesome GPTs out there. You can probably get a good sort of cadence on what a good prompt is. We have a ton of templates ourselves. We actually have a GPT on ChatGPT that helps you build the Copilot identity, which is something I can share towards the end. It's completely free. You guys don't even have to use it for Formwise. You can use it to build your own GPTs. And basically here on the right, I have a cafe marketing Copilot. So let's just say, for example, I'm a coffee shop consultant. That's like my niche. I have a YouTube channel. I teach coffee shop owners how to write business plans and be more profitable and all that stuff, and have a cool course and a membership. Instead of sending a bunch of ChatGPT prompts in a Google Sheet or a spreadsheet to my clients, I could just build a Copilot and a bunch of smart forms like the coffee description one and put them all in a tool set and embed that within my portal. I could even embed the tool set on my website, and we actually have a paywall and gating mechanism to help you do that with Stripe. I'll jump into that here in just a minute. Let's keep going with the Copilot stuff here. So on the left side, I have the identity. You are a cafe marketing Copilot, an AI assistant specializing in quick, effective marketing content creation. So I give it a space identity here on what it is. I have the process outline on what it's going to do with the user. It's going to greet it. It's going to ask a few questions one at a time. Very important, guys. If you build a GPT as well, this is just basic prompt 101. If you're building a GPT on ChatGPT or a Copilot inside of Formwise, you want to make sure you add that instruction in your prompt personality. Ask one question at a time, because if you don't, by default, it's going to ask all these questions. And honestly, it's just a terrible user experience when you just have it send back a wall of text and it expects you to answer five or six different questions. So you want it to sort of collect one thing at a time, just like a normal human conversation. It's just a lot better experience. And then there's step two. So once it's collected the user inputs, it is going to go ahead and create a promo. So it'll do, if it's an email promo, it's a subject line, Instagram captions, and emoji and hashtag suggestions. I have those instructions in here. Step three, tailored for specific goals. Step four, review and refine. Step five, finalize and deliver. So I can add the full instructions on how I want the Copilot to interact and behave to that end user. And then down here, I have the description. Again, that's this right here. Placeholder text, that is this right here. Greeting message. Now, if you do a greeting message, it's essentially going to make the Copilot start the conversation. I can show you what that looks like. Hi, hello. So if I add this, it's going to look like this. And that's how the Copilot is going to start. So it's like the Copilot starting the conversation, essentially. I'm more of a bigger fan just of the more basic, because especially if your clients are semi-familiar with ChatGPT and GPTs, you kind of want to give them a cohesive experience. And that's kind of what we built the UI around. And then there's conversation starters. Now, I will add some here. I'll show you some examples here in just a minute of some that have conversation starters. That way they can pick something to get started. And of course, we have the GPT engines. We have 4.5 as well. So we do try to keep up as much with the OpenAI engines as much as possible. If you are a prompt engineer out there, there are the playground settings. If if you really want to get that sort of chat GPT, because a lot of people, I'm actually funny enough, Jonathan, I see this all the time across like a lot of sort of chatbot creators, and I go to their support, I go to their forum, I go to their Facebook groups, and they're like, I can't get the API to sound like ChatGPT. And really, the whole sort of secret sauce to that is in the playground settings. Because one thing to notice, guys, is OpenAI, OpenAI's ChatGPT product is a product. That's their consumer facing product. Sam Altman says, we are building the AI subscription for life for every human being on planet Earth. So that's their product. So they have, like the API and ChatGPT are two different things. Now, you can make the API sound like ChatGPT, but that is going to take a little bit of tweaking in the playground settings. We can maybe have a separate training session for that. I've gotten pretty close, but yes, there is that nuance, but that option is there by itself. And of course, same thing. If you want your Copilot to reference, like for example, let's just say this is a cafe marketing. Well, this is a cafe marketing Copilot, and I had an ebook about coffee shop marketing that had proprietary knowledge. I could upload my ebook here, and it could actually get access to it. I can also scrape my website. That way, my website has access. The Copilot has access to what's on my website. So you can use all of those as knowledge data sources. Same thing, the Copilots can also have the capabilities to browse the web. You can give it the capability to scrape a URL if the end user provides one. Also to be able to read data that the user gives it. Everything except images. Right now, we don't support OCR. But if it's a PDF, doc, text, it's all fair game. And then there's a few other things here. If you are in the EU, I know the GDPR stuff is important. You can do a consent agreement. And of course, custom CSS for any CSS wizards out there. So this is kind of how it looks like here on the right. So if I hit hi, it should start to follow the identity that I have here. So I can go back and forth, and chit chat back and forth with it, and it'll go, it's going to follow the instructions. You could add another thing I would recommend that you guys add to your GPT prompts is add it to sort of stick to its core identity. So if somebody, if I ask you, hey, what's the weather in China? It's going to know, hey, I can't help you with that. And that's really what you want. You don't want people to abuse this for different things. Now, I have seen people literally sign up to Formwise, and all they do is they build the ChatGPT clone. They upload the ChatGPT logo, and they just have the identity that says, answer any question to the best of your ability. And then they just have a ChatGPT clone in their CRM or in their portal or whatever. So I've seen people do that. So, but again, for the whole purpose of this training, if you are a niche knowledge expert, I want to sort of emphasize that it's really, in my opinion, it's not AI powering expertise, it's expertise powering AI. And a lot of you on this call are knowledge experts in your domain, whether you're a marketing consultant, an offer builder, a coach, a life coach, a therapist, whatever it may be, you have a lot of knowledge to give the world. And I think it's important for knowledge experts to sort of productize that into an AI asset that ideally is sellable and monetizable in their value ladder. And if you're not familiar with what a value ladder is, I can talk about that a little bit later in the Q&A. If that's something that you guys are interested with, just put it in the chat. But now that I've showed the Copilot, guys, again, if you want to publish this to live, I can individually embed this Copilot anywhere I want. I don't really recommend sharing the Formwise link because our thesis, again, this is white labeled. We don't want people to know it's Formwise. We want you guys to actually take the credit. So you can just copy that embed code and put it in your course, in your membership portal. There are ways to get the data out as well in case you need to see the conversations. All that's available to you. And there's two themes. Again, there's CSS in there as well if you want to customize it. We try to follow the OpenAI kind of UI a little bit just for familiarity, especially some of your audiences have used ChatGPT before. Okay, so let's go back to the dashboard. Let me get a little sip of water. So Formwise, again, my account has literally probably 1,000 tools. That's why it takes so long to load. But your account, you can build unlimited copilots and unlimited smart forms. Once you're happy with, say you have a collection of 10 tools, 5 smart forms, 5 copilots, you can add them into something called a tool set. So the tool set is awesome because you can build all sorts of little bundle pages that your user can visit and access everything you want them to access. So let's just say, for example, I have my Brewery OS one here, okay? And I have this one already pulled up. So if I go to, let's go to breweryos.com. This is just a simple go high level website. This is just a quick.
Can I dive in real quick?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I see a lot of questions coming in the group, guys. This is what Javi's going to show you now is super, super cool. So just to give you a quick overview for those wondering, imagine having a set of prompts and or custom GPTs that in this case you've created for breweries, things that would be specific just for breweries. And you have the ability to create a website to set up subscriptions and to be able to embed these tools directly in the website. That's exactly what Javi's going to show you here is that type of thing. This is about breweries. It could be for chiropractors. You could do it for dentists. You could do it for daycare. Anything you can dream of, you can create a toolkit for. You can then embed that on the website and you can monetize it. I know, Javi, one of the questions we had, I'd love you to give a quick answer to is, when you do the form, can people see your prompt? I believe the answer to that is no. And when you do a custom GPT, through this, then again, they can't see any of the programming. That's why we're using Formwise, because it allows you to provide the interface and the expertise and your functionality embedded into a website if you want to, without sharing all those back end details. So that's one of the huge things we're taking a look at here. So thanks, Javi. I just know we had a lot of questions. I wanted to make sure we got that explained.
Yes, and that is exactly correct. You're providing the interface to your knowledge. It's not just a prompt, guys. I know maybe some people are just copy pasting prompts, but I believe, especially in Jonathan's group, you guys are really building valuable things. And yes, it's in prompt form, but it's just like your knowledge in PDF form, in an ebook form, in course form, on a YouTube video. It's your knowledge in prompt form. Okay, in a sense, that's your sort of AI IP. And with Formwise, you're providing that user interface. Correct, Jonathan. And this is the part I was most excited about on the call, is showing you kind of a live example how I built this. Almost everything on this site was built with AI. We do give you a free landing page builder with a bunch of templates like this, where you can just change the text. As you can see, this is just a screenshot of my tool set. And as Jonathan said, I went to GoDaddy. I bought this domain for $12, Brewery OS. A lot of the OS ones are still available, by the way. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a AI toolkit for brewery owners. Can brewery owners go to, ChatGPT? Of course they can. Some probably are. But like I said, it's super open-ended. It's like walking into the Library of Congress and saying, what am I going to learn today? Right? There's a bajillion things to do with ChatGPT. The whole point here is you are trying to sort of set the context, the clarity, the framing, and the confidence that these AI tools were tailored specifically for their pain points and their specific use case in their industry. And even better, if you're layering it with your data, with your specific strategies. Like I heard somebody say that sort of prompting is almost like a textual language calculator. And it's your expertise that's unlocking all these new formulas. I thought that was really cool the way it was framed. And I do believe that's the future of AI. So in this case, guys, Brewery OS, this is just a go high level 2-page landing page. I have all my copy, world's first AI toolkit built for breweries. Fact check, true. I looked it up. No other niche AI toolkit for breweries. So hopefully there's some SEO volume here. I only have a few paying users, by the way. I shared it into a brewery owners Facebook group, and some people signed up. So you could do the same on Reddit, finding these niche sort of communities. Of course, a lot of you probably already have a community, your own Facebook group, or some type of email list where you can sort of distribute anything you build to. So let me walk you through again, and I'm framing it. And again, our templates already kind of come with the copy. You can just change the industry. But we have a full sort of SOP on launching these. And basically, I'm telling everybody, hey, look, you're getting a taproom marketing copilot, a distributor and retail pitch copilot, a website fixture copilot, right? So, and all the smart forms, right? So we saw the coffee description one earlier. This is a beer description one. Here's a hiring ad generator, Instagram content planner. And then we have the pricing. I'm setting a free plan, a $9 plan, and a $29 plan. And then we have some FAQs, and I sort of answer this bluntly, straight up in the FAQ section. Is this just ChatGPT with a different label? Nope. Brewery OS isn't some blank chatbot that makes you do the work. We built custom tools specifically for breweries with the prompts, workflows, and industry lingo already dialed in. Now, imagine if I was actually a brewery owner, coach, or consultant, or a marketing agency that this was my niche. How cool would it be to pair this with, say, you resell Go High Level? You could pair this with your GHL. Maybe you resell a course, or you add Canva templates with this, and you make this extremely valuable, and you can make it a really compelling offer. So I know you guys are curious on how this works. So like I said, this is just a straight up one-page website. And when I click log in, it's going to go to my dashboard page. Now, I already have this. I already have this loaded here in this tab, and I have the tool set embedded. So before I show you here, let's go. Let's go to my Formwise dashboard, and let me show you how to access the tool sets. You're going to go here, and you can hit New Tool Set. Now, I'm not going to click New Tool Set. I'm going to go ahead and open one I have. Actually, that's not the one I want to open. Let me go to Brewery OS. And it's going to open it in another tab. And essentially, this is the builder. What'll load here in just a second. And this is where I can add all the smart forms, all the co-pilots that I've created in my Formwise account. So like I said, you can embed the co-pilots and the smart forms individually on their own. But if you want to have one consolidated place where you send people to, I highly recommend you use a tool set. I kind of don't recommend you just embed 20 co-pilots on a website. It's just not best practice to have that many embedded things on the website. You can just add them to a tool set, and in the tool set, guess what, guys? I can embed the whole freaking tool set, and it loads way faster, much better experience, especially if you're embedding it like on a WordPress site or a Wix site or a Squarespace site. Or in this case, if you use GHL, you can embed it on a literal landing page, and it looks super clean. Now, like this top bar is not visible to your end users. This is only visible to me because I'm logged into my Formwise account, and I'm the toolset owner because I can edit this. Your actual users are only going to see this bottom part. But before I dive into the guts here, let's go back to the toolset that I have in the actual tab here. So again, I have all my tools here. They can go to all the co-pilots. And remember, I said here's just an example of what some of the conversation starters look like. I can also access my smart forms here. The cool thing about the tool set is people can actually save the responses within the tool set. So if you have login mode on, you can actually have the user save a response. And responses can also be used as inputs. So let's just say I have a tool that generates my customer avatar, and I want to use that for my business plan. I can repurpose that output that was saved and use it as an input. Another thing that we recently came out with the tool sets for your users is brand voice. So brand voice is where your end user can actually customize basically the memory. So ChatGPT has this where it remembers part of your conversations. We have it a little bit more sort of structured for your end user, a little bit more for non-technical people, where they can go ahead and add, like their name, their business name. We're adding something called custom fields here as well, where say you have a niche tool set, like in this example, brewery, instead of sort of calling it brand voice, I can just call it brewery name, PDF of the menu, things like that, address, hours. That way, anytime they use any of your GPTs, any of your smart forms, you don't need to collect their information anymore. It already knows. It already has that data injected to it all the time. So that is something that it's actually one of our newest features. I wanted to demo the custom fields. It's still in private beta, but it is something that's coming. For now, it is a brand voice type feature. So think of it like a sort of brain, global memory brain that all the tools have access to. That way, it makes your tool set that much stickier, that much more valuable for the end user. So, like I said, you're also able to categorize it by folders. So, if I go over here and I hit edit, I can add more folders. I can add more tools. Of course, these are all of my brewery style tools inside of my Formwise account. I can always add more. And that's pretty much it. So now what I can do here is I can also click on my users, and this is going to show all of my users in one place. So I have about, I think, 30-ish users. There's some test ones in here and a few paid ones, but this is where I can integrate Stripe and I can go ahead and see who has been signing up to my tool set. Now, there are people in the Formwise community that literally just share their Formwise toolset link. Like I said, I am a big fan of just embedding this in your existing ecosystem. You don't want to share, I mean, because the whole point of Formwise is not to send them to ChatGPT. Well, we don't want you to send them to us either. We want it to live in your ecosystem, in your course, in your portal, wherever it may be on your website. So it's important for you to embed it. Now, you can set plans for access. So wherever you're embedding it, like you can set specific user tiers, like I have a free plan, pro plan, unlimited plan, which is the one that is reflected on the actual website, 0, $9, and 29. So all of that is reflected here. So if I show you here what this looks like, I can sort of choose what tools they have access to. In this case, they have access to all of them. I can set my price. I can't change it anymore because people actually are paying for this now. So you can always create another plan. Usage. So that's another big thing as well. Like we get a lot of questions like, hey, how do I gate the usage? I want to make sure they don't sort of abuse my tools. Well, you can set credits here. So if you only want them to use it 100 times, credits like that, you're able to set that limit. And then we also added this. This is important. We added enable users to add OpenAI API key. So if you have some power users, you can just tell them to go get their own OpenAI API key, and they can pay for the usage. So that's also important there. So I set my plans, have login mode on. It's integrated to my Stripe. It's ready to go. I can just embed it, and when they visit the tool set, they have to sign up, pick a plan, and then they get access to it. There's a few other cool features in here. Like I said, there is internationalization. We have a lot of users in Europe, and Europe they speak other languages other than English. Shocker, I know. So you can change the interface into Spanish, French, Dutch. I've seen even a Chinese Mandarin interface. So you are able to change the copy here to sort of better reflect your market. That is in there. And of course, if you want, like we do have people that sort of build tool sets for clients, you can actually make the entire tool set be powered by a different API key. I've seen that as well. There's branding and theme, CSS, domain permissions. You can make the smart form responses as well. Like, for example, here in the coffee description smart form, if they use the smart form inside of your tool set, you can actually have chat mode on, and they can chat with the results. That's another cool feature we just added. So that is also available. So I think I'm almost speedrunning through this a lot quicker than I thought, Jonathan.
That's okay. We've got tons of questions, so I know Javi will have a
Yep.
great opportunity to do that. Some people have asked for a front end view. I think that's what you're showing right there. Some people ask you, what's it look like on the front end? Do we have an opportunity? And you may have. I've been so busy staring at chat, I may have missed it. By the way, if you figured out what year the arcade game on my hat is, the 20th and the 25th person to put the right year will get free passes to my training. So there's your fair warning. And then anyway, Howie, they wanted to kind of see what it was going to look like here. So if you could show them that, if you haven't already,
Yes.
that would be
Ye-
amazing.
Yes. The beautiful thing is technically I have already. The only difference from the front end, guys, is that this top bar is hidden to the users. So only I see it because I'm logged into my Formwise account. If I log out of my Formwise account and I refresh this, I have to sign up for a plan to my own tool set. But it basically looks like this, just this top part is not there. So it's just this square right here. So I hope that's a good enough answer, guys. But again, like I said, let me kind of go into this editor. You can edit what each tool set sort of says, description, upload your own icon. That way it's very easy for them to navigate that. But yeah, it's basically this. This is the whole thing. Like if you go to breweryos.com, you can actually sign up for the free plan if you want. And then it basically looks like this right here. That is what it looks like to them. And we are updating the UI to make it a little bit more up to date. So that's something to look forward to as well. So that's something we're really excited about. Actually, we're refactoring the entire database to deploy aesthetic changes much quicker. But
so Javier, a couple of questions, if you don't mind, I'll dive in with a couple of questions here. So
sure.
one that keeps coming up is, what about security for paid GPTs? People are mentioning that, with a GPT, if I share that, it's definitely possible in ChatGPT to go ahead and get some of the instructions and that type of stuff if you know what you're doing. Is it more secure if I do this through a Copilot and share it? Is it more secure? In other words, is it harder for people to get that GPT information?
That is something actually somebody brought up like a year ago to us. And if I don't know if my CTO is on this call, Justin, but I do think we have a security. Don't we have a security prompt?
Yeah. So on Formwise, there is a like a baked in system prompt, which we put into place so that you can't actually go back and forth and chat with it and try and have it basically give you that information. So that's like a baked in layer of security on all the tools.
So it's going to be more secure than your standard custom GPT is.
Yeah. Unless you're going through the steps yourself to set those instructions. But that's something that we just handle for you.
Perfect.
Yes. And I guess, what's funny, Jonathan, is we did all the slide checks and stuff, and I have not even brought up my slides.
You know what? That happens all the time. That's not a problem. Is there anything you got to deal with? I think that otherwise I
think it's just, sort of framing like the problem with ChatGPT, and then most people don't know what to ask. Again, generic AI, generic output, there's no really product by itself. Nobody's denying the value of ChatGPT. It's changed all of our lives in some professional way, or, for other people, even like their whole life. But again, we're talking about sort of the opportunity here, especially for, and I want to show you some case studies here. Again, what Formwise does, guys, like you guys saw, drag and drop Copilot Builder. Look, Jonathan told me that his community likes the guts of the stuff. So that's why I went straight in. I kind of like didn't even open the slides because I wanted to just show you guys how it's done instead of talking about it. So let me just go through some of these here. Again, we're drag and drop Copilot Builder, showed you just a GPT wrapper with structure. You can add your voice, your method, your logic, your prompt, and you share it like a SaaS product. Login mode, pricing, user access. Formwise turns GPTs into usable, branded, sellable products. Cool. So, and that's where I was going to jump in and build it for you guys. So I'm going to show you some, I don't know, come on, camera. Again, so just some real people, real tools, real revenue like that we've seen in our community. A mental health coach that is using Copilots in her practice. A Kindle course creator that has turned a GPT into an author's toolkit. A commercial real estate broker. This one's very recent, that is selling AI tools to his niche community. His community, I think, is in school, but I think he also sells Go High Level, so it is within that environment. And then another real estate coach selling AI tools within his value ladder that I do have permission to share, which I'll share here in just a minute. Here's just some of the examples. Again, we saw the Brewery OS. We saw a few more in like the mental health space. This is actually the real estate coach. The name of this company is bulletproofagent.com. So if you're a real estate agent, they help real estate agents do marketing and get more listings. And part of it is a coaching program that helps them set up a YouTube channel, And inside there, they have a tool set. Now, the tool set I just shared with you guys has like 8 tools. His tool set has 400 tools, all organized in folders. And the agents love it because the agents don't want to go to ChatGPT and, hey, write me an email every single time. They have something that's canned and perfect. And the brand voice feature, they will soon be able to add all their agent details, and all the tools are going to have that memory layered on it. So it's going to be super powerful for them. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, so here's another one. Another cool example that is being built out right now. This is viralcopy.ai. They're building this really cool copywriting tool with a bunch of really awesome copy frameworks that people are going to be able to access. Again, it's much better than again, if you guys are sharing your prompts in some spreadsheet and some Google Doc, once it's out there, you've basically given that asset away. It's gone forever. It's like you published the book and you accidentally gave the manuscript to everybody and it's gone. So this is a good way to sort of gate it. Again, like what I want to kind of teach everybody as well, whether you use Formwise or not, if you just do it on the GPT, the framework is knowledge, and that's how you really get a really valuable AI tool. So start with your framework. So if you have a checklist that you give people, a workbook, maybe it's a quiz or an offer formula, you could turn it into a smart form or a Copilot, package it with other things. Again, we're not here to sort of, tell everybody, hey, this AI tool is going to be your whole business. No, this should be part of your value ladder. This should be part of your ecosystem of services with your coaching program, with your consulting, with your services, with your other things and digital products you sell. So you want to package it, gate it, and sell it. And again, example, coaching assistant, Lisa helps mindset clients reframe limiting beliefs. Instead of just another PDF, she built a Copilot. Clients type in their thoughts. GPT responds using Lisa's reframe formula and her voice too. And it lives in her branded dashboard. Example 2, niche expert Nina is a business mentor who built a paid Copilot called Energy Launch Oracle. The clients answered 3 questions about their goals, audience, and mindset, and the Copilot generates the launching position guidance based on her framework, custom CTA messaging for launch, and she sells access for $27 a month. No list, just embedded in her course dashboard. And it can make the course, so think about it as well, like courses. We do live in a very exciting time for courses, both because courses, in a sense, are getting kind of devalued because of AI, but you can make them very valuable by adding AI to the course. So essentially, I kind of mentioned this earlier, course companions are going to be really big. I see that being huge, actually, because, again, the whole education sector is getting disrupted by AI. There's no reason why course creators and niche experts online selling things shouldn't also have AI. It's super easy to do. And again, instead of hoping and praying that your students go copy paste that into ChatGPT, you can just have it embedded within the course tab. And this is a great example of that. And again, why use Formwise instead of building your own GPT wrapper? You don't need a dev team. You saw that, guys. I use no code at all. I made a form and I copy pasted a actual prompt. Login mode, you get the user accounts, pricing, and scaling, and you can embed this anywhere. Like the other thing that I've seen about other sort of wrappers is you have to use their sort of website infrastructure. You can't just embed it within WordPress your audience might already be like in a ecosystem. We want to bring AI into that ecosystem you've already built. We don't want you to start from scratch. And of course, you have a ton of templates here. Now, let me see what the next slide is, because I don't want to give the offer away just yet. Okay, yeah, here's the last slide before the offer, and then I'll let you take over again, Jonathan, for some questions.
Sounds good.
This is a Y Combinator quote. If you're not familiar with Y Combinator, they are a startup accelerator out in Silicon Valley. They're always at the edge of things when it comes to innovation and SaaS and really just tech in general. The whole world watches when they say something and when they invest and fund in a particular vertical or startup. And they said the creators who win in the AI era won't be the ones with the most followers. It'll be the ones whose knowledge gets used at scale through tools. So again, we're living through an exciting time, guys. I am super excited about this time. I'm super excited for niche experts that can embed AI into their value ladder, into their ecosystem. And we believe our thesis at Formwise is that we are the easiest way, and we are committed to building the best platform that helps you do this for non-technical users, of course. So I'll sort of stop sharing here, Jonathan, and I can answer some questions
All right.
for your community. And
So
you let me know when you want me to put the offer up.
Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and put it up. We've got people asking, and
Sure.
just if you're asking, and we will also be posting this in the email. So, there's the link. I'm going to put the link back in the chat as well. If you go to that pxl.to/formwise, you will get this. And you want to explain the offer just real quick, Javi?
Yeah, so it is probably the most generous offers we've ever done. And we love Jonathan's community. Jonathan's been super generous, allowing our team to post in there from time to time. So guys, please use the pxl.to/formwise. That is Jonathan's link. Everybody's going to get 50% off the agency plan. And you still get a 14-day trial. So we give you 2 weeks on the house to go and build something. We offer free onboarding. So you get a onboarding call. It is a group onboarding. So as soon as you jump in, please book an onboarding call. Julian is an awesome onboarding specialist. He's going to walk you through taking the idea you have in your mind and getting it into a prompt. That is the number one thing you want to sort of come to the onboarding call with, is that idea you have. We need to turn that into a prompt. Now, you may already have a good starting point. You might already have a GPT. You might have already tried to do this with developers. So if you're already there, this is awesome. But for a lot of us, sometimes that stuff's stuck in our head. We want to make sure we can actually use those insights and turn it into a valuable product. And guys, we have some really good resources for that as well. You also get a free high-level sub-account. Now, this isn't the account where you can get to resell it. This is just if you need a website builder, you need a landing page builder, like the Brewery OS stuff. All that stuff was built on Go High Level. You will get a free high-level sub-account that comes with the landing page builder and a bunch of templates. We give that completely for free. High Level itself is a whole other beast of a program. We're very familiar with that platform. We actually used to resell it ourselves, and it comes with a lot of bells and whistles. It's unbranded. It's High Level. You get support from High Level, but it's just one sub-account. It's not the resellable kind. If you are looking to resell High Level, Jonathan probably has a link for you as well if you're interested in that. A lot of our users actually do resell High Level, and they embed these AI tools as part of their CRM offer. You also get a free AI monetization playbook with 40 niche ideas and revenue models. Also, the Brewery OS case study is broken down in that PDF, and all the templates that were demoed today are live in the resources center. So the Brewery OS, the other ones I shared, there's some other ones in here. I hope I included it. So definitely these are in there. And there's a few other beautiful SaaS templates that are there where all you need to do is change the text. Now, one thing I don't think I even mentioned is on the Brewery OS side, I made the logo with ChatGPT. I basically told ChatGPT, hey, this is what it is. It's the world's first AI toolkit built for breweries. And ChatGPT made me that logo. So I really built everything on here with ChatGPT. These images, I said, hey, make a stressed brewery owner on the computer that thinks marketing is quantum physics or something. And then I said, hey, now I will admit, Jonathan is a pro at the Pixar. Mine aren't as nice as his. I've tried to sort of crack yours, Jonathan, like the ones you post in the group. I couldn't quite get it the way yours are. But
you did good, though. These are good.
Yeah, and I basically told it, hey, create a personification of my co-pilot. I'm going to put it on my website. I want it to look like, so when the brewery owner sees it, that they're on the brewery owner's side. And I thought it did a good job, but yeah, I really like yours though. I need a prompt hack you. I'm just playing. And then here's and then I said, hey, make the brewery owner happy that he discovered Brewery OS. And it's just amazing what you can do with AI now, guys. I mean, this would have taken me, probably I would have had to hire people from Fiverr and Upwork. And I mean, I literally built this in 24 hours. I'm not even kidding. Less, definitely not 24 hours. It took me a few hours at most. And guys, we have templates to sort of expedite all this stuff. We have a GPT that can help you build the entire prompts and the questions that you need to ask to build a smart form, the identity prompt. All that is in our resources center. So, and you have 2 weeks for free. And of course, if you are interested in signing up, no pressure. You do have that sort of coupon code, which is Jonathan, when you sign up for the agency plan.
Javier, did you show them the starters pack? Yeah, show them how easy it is to start it with that. Because somebody had mentioned that earlier.
I did it, and I can. I just want to make sure everybody's got that code. You use code Jonathan at the checkout to start your 14-day trial.
And Javi, I saw it was answered. I want to make sure everybody hears it from you guys, though. This is not just saving 50% the first month. This is saving 50% on a recurring basis as long as your subscription's active, correct?
Exactly. It is 50% off, like basically for life, as long as your subscription is active. So yeah, I mean, this is the best deal that we've done. And I
want to clarify, while I would love it if you guys would use my affiliate link to get into GHL, what they're giving away here, if you don't have GHL and you guys need it, is comparable to the $97 GHL account that you can go buy from them. Correct, Javi? I want to make sure I'm saying
that. Yes.
You don't get the resale rates, but you need to spend $300 a month to get that from GHL. So for this, you're getting everything in Formwise plus a high-level account. So you're saving a ton of money.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And this again, we don't, every time GHL comes out with another bell and whistle, we just turn it on, and it's just, yeah, it's like signing up to GHL on their 97 plan, which would be the MSRP or whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And yes, and let me share what I think Sean brought up. So yes, we do have templates, guys. We have the starter packs here. Let me close out a few things. Sorry, the Zoom thing's out the way. Okay, there we go. So we do have starter packs, which again, if you want just a bunch of tools in a particular niche, we don't have every niche, but if you want some tools just imported in your Formwise account as soon as you sign up, we have a tool set that you could go ahead and sort of resell. That's a digital marketing accelerator, a blog and writing SEO one, an email marketing one. Now you could combine all these and just have a big mega tool set you resell. There's a course creator, if that's like your niche, one that's for agents, an author and writer AI kit here, and a e-commerce AI toolkit. So if any of these are your niches, you could just import these and they would all load in your account, and then you can add them to a tool set and turn on login mode, hook up Stripe, set your plans, embed, and launch. So we make it super easy, super easy for you to, again, take those GPTs, those prompts, and turn them into products, whether it's the product itself you're selling or it's more value you're giving to a course. You're turning a course from a one-time purchase to a recurring product because it has an AI tool attached to it. So, or if you're an author, maybe you have a book companion that they can visit on your author website. I mean, there's so many things. And the cool thing is you can build some really robust custom tools with all the capabilities, web searching. Now, one thing I didn't touch on, if you guys are interested, I can show you some more advanced tricks in the builder. But before I do that, I want to make sure I answer any sort of important questions, Jonathan. I'm really not going to get the tip.
Yeah, why don't we just bring them up as they come? So, Bill, you are first. What's on your mind, Bill?
Yes, very well done. Thank you very much. Jonathan, I know you recently switched to Formwise. Were there 2 or 3 things that you looked at that made that decision, and what specific things would you emphasize to us in terms of why you dumped your old one and went to Formwise?
Yeah, many of you guys know we were using Pickaxe and we moved over to Formwise. The main reason is additional functionality and the team at Formwise. Getting a hold of somebody at Pickaxe was difficult, and getting support was not nearly as easy. Formwise has been absolutely incredible, and more functionality that I think is actually easier to use. Justin, you probably know more about the differences if we do a compare and contrast. Javi, you may as well. I just know Justin answered it in the chat a couple times. Anything you want to add to that, Justin?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to. I've noticed that as well. A few people have been asking. So there's a few differences between what we're offering and what Pickaxe is trying to do. And when it comes down to the functionality of the tools, we do have some powerful like chain of thought reasoning with the prompt chaining. Javi didn't really go into that. It's a little advanced. But one of the biggest things really is the ability to embed your tool set directly into your platform without having to create a separate website elsewhere and then redirect them there and then have them sign in there. You can have it right inside your own portal. And if you're using Go High Level, you can use our Go High Level integration, and you don't even have to create user logins. Once you install the app, it actually syncs all of your sub accounts, and they'll have their own user history right there. You don't need to send them anywhere else, and you can just create a custom menu link. And then there's obviously like the brand voice, and there's some other smaller things, but those are the biggest reasons.
Yes, yeah, and one thing and it's not just Pickaxe. There's a ton of other and again, I feel like sometimes they're more dev focused, but for some reason, they make you use their landing page builder. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Pickaxe Studios. I'm not a big fan of them. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I love just building stuff. I love coming out with my own brand. I'm going to show you the Barista one OS. And I have some really cool templates now. Luckily, High Level has a lot of really good templates for SaaS, and we also provide some really custom tailored templates where all you have to do is just switch out a few things. But again, if you don't want to use High Level, that's fine. We have some users using Webflow. We have some users using Wix, Squarespace. Some of them use their Teachable website because that's where all their courses. So it's just all in one place. We don't want you to just get stuck to our platform. And we also have a really exciting roadmap. I'm threatened by the dev team not to open my mouth about it, but we have some really cool differentiators that are coming soon as well. Many of those are awesome because you're going to be able to work even closer with other platforms. So if something happens in one platform, it's going to do stuff in your tool set. That's all I'll say. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. So, but yeah, at the end of the day too, not just Pickaxe, but like other platforms. We have a marketing background. We've sold stuff on the internet. We're all internet entrepreneurs. I know how to sell stuff on the internet. So that's like my background is helping entrepreneurs sell stuff online. And I feel like a lot of those companies are more tech focused first, that they don't provide the resources to actually get people to sell stuff and keep users. And we're super passionate about that. We want to give you all the resources, every bonus, every template, anything to help you, get more users, get people to use your tool. The other thing too is we provide office hours twice a week. So if you guys need help, we don't just have support ticketing. Of course we have that, but if you need to hop on and speak with somebody, you can do that twice a week. Of course, we have the group onboarding call, and then we do also offer sort of done for you stuff as well, if you are interested in that. But again, a lot of the users that we sign up, again, like I said, if you can build a form, you can usually build a pretty robust tool to talk about like the prompt chaining. Like I said, for example, this coffee description, actual writer is going to generate the entire coffee description. And then if I want to sort of run that into another prompt, I can do that. I can take that description and have it write a Facebook ad for me. So now you've turned a tool into a coffee description writer plus a Facebook ad writer, and you can sort of bundle that into one tool.
So we got some more questions, Hobby, too. When you get
let's if we can, let's dive in. So next week,
absolutely.
Shannon, what's on your mind?
Hey guys. I apologize if there ends up being some noise in the background. I'll mute myself again in a second. Javi, this is so awesome. I'm so excited because I was trying to embed GPTs and I was having such a hard time figuring out how to do it. But my one question is output, and I forgive me if I missed it. But if I have some curriculum GPTs that are building out curriculum, what types of output could my users expect to have? Will they be able to receive that output in a specific form, like a PDF, or is it easy to copy and paste? If it's something that's like large form.
That's a great question. So right now, everything's going to be textual. If you build like a code one, it will spit it out in the rich text format. At the moment, all of the Copilots only support spitting out text. So it'll be plain text. So it won't it will have formatting in the terms of headings and small text and H3,
Right.
H2, stuff
Okay.
like that. But at the moment, it's just text. It's not going to create like a whole PDF for you. Now, I will say, and this is just a long-term vision, that is where AI is going. In the future, I think you'll be able to ask AI and it'll spit out the doc, the spreadsheet, the CSV file for
Right.
you. And we have that in mind. And
Can I?
yeah,
I
yeah,
just wanted to add one thing here too,
yeah.
which we didn't really touch on because it's more of an advanced thing. But
Mhm.
Formwise does support webhooks if you're familiar with using webhooks. So if you do create a
Okay.
smart form, you can actually have everything that would be
True.
generated and sent to the user sent anywhere you want. So
Okay.
that's pretty
Yeah.
powerful as well.
So
Yes,
is
I
that
didn't
something
come.
that could be emailed, like there, if they created a curriculum package, could it be emailed, or can it be copy and pasted without a bunch of markdown language in it?
Yeah, if you collect their email during the
Okay.
while they fill out the form, then you can actually take that email and then put it into like a Zapier action,
Nice.
and then when you webhook the result, you can email it to them.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes, I forgot to bring that up. Yeah, because it is more of advancing. Yeah, if you want, like for example, if you're building like a lead magnet, you can have this webhooked into your CRM, into Zapier, into Go High Level, into a workflow, and we'll send you everything they submitted plus the AI output, and then you can map it to a Google Doc template or a spreadsheet or your CRM, custom fields, all that good stuff. There's tutorials for that as well. And if you need help setting
Okay.
that up, we do have office hours. You know, we've done that a million times.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can we map it straight to the client? Like, can the user have that output emailed to themselves, or it would just be emailed to me and I'd have to reroute it?
Yes, at the moment you do have to email it to like a webhook and then use something like an email action from Zapier to email it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is something we used to have, but we want to probably refine that a little bit more before we bring that back. But yes, I would recommend you webhook it to Zapier. Use something like a Zapier action to send the email, or MailChimp, or if you have an email marketing tool already, map it into that email marketing tool and then send it so it's beautiful and templated. And by the
Gotcha.
way,
Okay.
one thing I forgot to sort of mention here too that's important is, let me go back to the builder here. You don't have to display the results to the user. You can just redirect them. It'll still process the results, but you can just redirect them to your thank you page in case you don't want to give the output away right then and there, if that makes sense.
Awesome.
So
let's move on to the
Very
next
good.
issue. We
Thank
got
you.
a bunch of
absolutely.
people and we've only got about 20 minutes left. So, Jaqueen, what's on your mind?
Yes. So I'm trying to make sure I understand this whole concept. So basically, I can put in my GPT, but I can also put in all of my data for the answers because I don't want them to go outside of my answers. I want them to get the answers from me. Can I can do that?
Yes, and that really just comes out at the prompt level. So let me see. Let me go to.
So I can upload knowledge files. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And what I would recommend is in your prompt, and this is just like a general prompt tip here, wherever you build this, is you want to create like a rubric style prompt where you tell your GPT instruction what they're going to collect, and based on the data that they collect, they need to run it through a rubric, and you need to give them the rubric. That way, the GPT knows how to spit it out. Because if you don't include that rubric, the GPT will hallucinate, and that would happen, even on ChatGPT. So you want to make sure you have like a rubric. We have a kind of a tutorial on how to do that actually, and we do have I think a quiz template that has a rubric prompt. That way, if you're building like a quiz, you want to make sure it spits out, like you said, something that's sort of canned and predetermined, and it's not something that is, giving the GPT prompt the ability to hallucinate and be creative and spit something out, right? So,
Okay.
That's
Real
yeah.
quick, Javi, I want to just pop in as so we get everybody, but also to answer a question keep seeing coming up. Guys, some of you are asking about, can I get the pro and then get the agency? The answer is the agency plan this way is priced at the same as the pro is.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason for you to want to start with pro because there's no discount there. You want to start, this is an amazing offer that everybody's made here, guys. You literally get the entire agency plan with the GHL and everything else for the same price as the pro, and they're giving giving you a 14-day free trial just to make sure you love it. So, I mean, this is truly an incredible deal. So I just want to
And you
verify
can
that.
even get the sub account on GHL during your trial. So
There you
if you
go.
want to,
That's really
I
cool. I
mean,
didn't know that. That's cool, Javi.
yeah.
Thank you.
So now you do need the subscription to have a sub account, but yeah, I mean, we give you everything. I mean, we're super confident in our product. I mean, we have people build dozens of tools every single day. So we're very confident.
You mentioned Zapier, but can this also be automated through Make.com?
I'm not sure
Yeah,
when.
it should
Oh,
be.
yeah.
As long as you can
Oh,
set the
oh, oh.
webhook,
Yes.
then you can.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. I think in make Integromat, all those. I think it's the same thing. Yeah. Yes, and basically what you would do is you would just add the rubric. Just it's really talking to it like a human. Hey, once you collect all the info, process it through this rubric based on the responses. Try to match the responses to the rubric to create that predetermined result. I see that a lot, and it's totally possible. It just really comes down to the prompt.
All right. We got to move on, guys, so we can make sure we get the questions answered. I want to be kind, but we also got a bunch of questions. We want to try to get through them. Dale, you are next. What's on your mind?
You answered my one webhook question, but will it accept a return from at the end of the process?
We Justin, you want to answer that, or you want me to answer that based on
Yeah,
what
so
I know?
it's just going to post out the webhook at the very end. Once everything's generated, it's not going to take any other information.
And also, Justin, am I correct in assuming that we are working on a inbound webhook? So if somebody buys your course on Gumroad or Teachable or whatever, you can post a webhook to create a user here, and we will send the login details. That's not out yet. I believe that's on the roadmap. Justin, I don't know if you could deny or confirm that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we've gotten a lot of feedback about. So that's something that we're looking into.
Yes, because we are super aware that maybe someone might not sign up directly to your tool set. You might be selling it as part of your coaching program. You might be selling it as part of your course, your membership, whatever. You're already charging them over there. Well, when they pay over there, you want to make sure their user gets created here. They get their login details, and you just tell them to go visit wherever this is embedded in your / dashboard or your portal tab or something like that. So that is something that's on the roadmap.
Awesome. Next, we've got Cardwell. Cardwell, what's on your mind? Cardwell, you were there? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. Look, I came in 35 minutes late, and I apologize for that. But it's just a couple of things I do want to get clear, because I am currently on the free trial period with Go High Level, and I'm giving it serious consideration. Now, with your program here, do you have the automation options that Go High Level offers? And can I sign up all the as many accounts as I want, as sub accounts?
Yes. So that's a good question. And that's for sure. I want to sort of get a little bit of clarity on that. So the sub account we do provide is one for your business. So I think the account you're talking about is High Level's agency account and their SaaS account, which is
$297 a month. $297
Yes.
a month. With the $97 Go High Level account, I can have 3 sub accounts, which will basically end up, if I sell them correctly, they can end up paying for the agency account at $297 a month. Okay.
Yeah, and in this case, Cardwell, you would need to upgrade the way the sub accounts work with High Level. You get the sub account, the GHL account, but you can't set up any additional accounts. You just get one free account.
Okay, I understand that part, but with this particular Formwise, do I get sub accounts, unlimited sub accounts?
You only get one sub account. You only get
That's
one
it.
sub. Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
getting a sub account. Yeah.
I don't get all those automation tools I can sell, like answering the phone for them and all that stuff.
Yeah, you need to buy the GHL $297 a month plan for that. This is equivalent to the $97, not the $297.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, Danielle, you're next. What's on your mind, Danielle?
Hello. My question was, are there any legal implications if you were to sell the GPTs from Formwise that were pre-made by Formwise, for example, copyright and credit, and if you were to create different custom made GPTs, would it be different? And then also, when you were to generate revenue from these GPTs, will Formwise be getting a certain percentage of that? And then if so, would it form into a partner deal, and where a contract would be signed in a form or a deal or negotiation would be made?
Yeah, those are great questions. So for sure, any of the templates, I mean, we made those templates with ChatGPT. Those are your templates. We do have people selling them. Usually people get the template, they customize it. Like I think this mom fit mentor one is a template. You could just change the name and change a few things. I mean, it's not something we license or nothing like that. It's really open-ended. And then to answer your other question, if you do the Stripe through the login mode on the toolset, there is a 10% platform fee. But we are exploring other things to sort of like I mentioned earlier, if you want to take the payment off the platform, but you still want to use login mode, we are planning to support that. And then that'll be between you and whatever payment processor you're using, PayPal, even Stripe, whatever thing you're doing. And that way we don't get any cut. But again, at the end of the day, the 10% is just a platform fee if you do decide to use Stripe within the login mode toolset.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Jeff, you're next. What's on your mind, Jeff?
I'm definitely going to have to watch this again, or probably twice. There's a lot here.
There is a lot to go through in 90 minutes.
Quickly, I've been working with ChatGPT over the last 4 days, writing a GPT for my a new domain, BrainAssist.ai, and I really like what we've done so far, and I'm excited about rolling that out. In doing multiple industries, I'm a realtor. It makes sense to me to go to a real estate industry. I'm thinking about a subdomain.brainassist.ai to segment into different industries and underneath the same brand. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, these from a subdomain perspective, it really doesn't matter what the domain is because you're going to be essentially embedding this on that subdomain. So, and by the way, guys, you can have multiple tool sets that you monetize. So you can have one tool set for example, in your case, you have one tool set that's going to sell one particular thing of GPTs, and then another tool set that's going to sell these. In a sense, you can have multiple AI businesses for different niches with one Formwise account. So I don't know if that answers your question or if I understood your question respectfully.
Well, I'm going to need to watch again. I'll be better to understand myself, but so I can have a grasp of what this is here. So the niches that are you mentioned that are templated inside for me to get a mindset around this, what additional do we need to add to those? Do we need to add our own experiences? Do we need to add our own knowledge? Or just customize what is already there? How will we move forward with those?
Yeah, that is completely up to you. I mean, like, for example, this Mom Fit Mentor, it's designed to help moms on their fitness journey. Like, if you're a fitness coach, you can come in here and add your fitness expertise in here, like what stretches and workouts and diet plans and how you would sort of want to guide someone on their fitness journey. Or you could just literally go out and publish this and put it in your course or share it on a Facebook page or something like that. It's up to you. That's ultimately up to your decision. I am a big fan, again, of knowledge experts and niche communities, building like tribe tools, things that are super valuable to your audience. So if you already have an audience, if you don't have an audience, that's also okay. That's what those templates are there for. You just use them, bundle them, and sell them. That's all you have to do. Again, you can even build ChatGPT. Just put the ChatGPT logo and then say, hey, here's a discounted ChatGPT subscription with my coaching service. Especially for small business owners. Like if that's like your ideal avatar, a lot of these people are hearing AI everywhere, but it is, I mean, if we think for us, like this space is moving so quick, it's almost, it kind of makes you dizzy. Imagine for them, it's very, they like, there's an emerging space of AI consultants, and I can see where Formwise would fit into that equation as well.
Thank you,
All right,
guys.
awesome.
Mhm.
Javi,
Yeah.
quick question. A number of people asking, how long is this promo good for?
Sean, y'all want to answer that?
Let's just say you better hurry up. We got a
Fair enough. I appreciate
couple
it.
of
So
days.
don't
I already
dally, guys.
see, just so you know, Jonathan, I already see people jumping in, joining, and they're also getting their high level account. So we've already got people.
That is an amazing deal, guys. I mean, seriously, the high level alone, if you buy, it's $97. Now you're getting that, and you're getting Formwise for $99. Guys, it is really a killer deal. I didn't even know it was going to be that good. So it is a great deal. All right, we've got a few minutes left. I want to try to get through the last questions we've got. Juliet, you're next. What's on your mind?
Thank you for this. A question on, I know I saw the pricing and what you get with Pickaxe, and it was talking about the number of users you get for what you pay a month, or I guess coins, I think is what it's called. How does that work here for this?
Coins. I think they're, I'm not too familiar with their product. I think they make you enter an OpenAI API key, as do we. But I think I'm not sure. Justin, are you more familiar with their product? We actually have a whole tutorial on like migrating from Pickaxe. If you guys are Pickaxe users, it's on our blog. We get that a lot. We don't log into your Pickaxe account, do it for you, but we do have a whole tutorial on how to do it. I think you're talking about credits, but maybe Justin, you know a little bit more about their product.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
so with Formwise, we give you 100 free credits when you create your account, and that is that's big. We basically give that to you so you can just get started and start building right away. And then after you use that 100 credits, and every time you use like a smart form, it's 1 credit.
Okay.
And so we'll remind you, but you will have to get an OpenAI API key. And then that way we're not upcharging you on any type of usage for anything. It's as cheap as whatever OpenAI sets their pricing at.
And then, because I have corporate clients and organizations that I work with, so if I share it with them and they have a lot of their employees use it, then it would be advantageous to have them do an AI key. But
you could.
if they click on it, does it impact the credits that I have?
If anyone's using your tool, so if you create a tool and you put it on your website and people start using it, then that's going to go against your credits. So that's how that works. Now, if you wanted to create a tool set or one gated with login mode, and then what you could do is you can create different plans with certain credit limits on it. So you can distribute them to them and say, hey, this one has 100 credits a month. It's going to be this amount, or you can make it free. And then what you can do is once they've used those credits, you can give them the option to either A, put in their API key, or B, add credit add-ons. So they can make one-time purchases to add credits to their account. So that way you're not kind of on the hook for any of that.
Right. That's exactly the answer that I needed to hear. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then another like advanced thing too that I didn't mention is we're well aware that some of your tools may be more powerful than the other ones. Some might have a whole 20-step prompt chain flow. And maybe those might be more credits. So you can adjust what each tool credit value is. So if one tool's usage is like 20 credits because it's going to prompt chain 20 steps or something and create a big business plan or something like that, then you can make that cost more for them to use as well. So
that's a great note. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, great. Next to Stephanie. Stephanie, what's on your mind?
Hi. Well, it may just be me, but when I went to sign up, I couldn't find a place to put in the code Jonathan. And I wonder if you could show us on your sales page where it is.
Great
Yes.
question. Thanks, Stephanie.
Let me log out of my Formwise thing and let me try to sign up just to
Did you get all the way to did you click on the pricing and get to the checkout page, ma'am?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
This be my microphone.
No, I heard you, Sean. Go ahead.
There you go.
Try again, maybe.
So once you choose a plan.
So I am going to, let me just sign up. I have an account with all these emails. Let me just see if I can make a fake one. Joe Smith. I'm sorry if there's a Joe Smith out there. Everybody uses his Gmail. There probably is. So I'm just going to make a fake one. And it should let you pick a plan. We're going to choose agency. And we're going to then go to the checkout. And there should be add promotional code right here. It should be Jonathan right there. Do you see it, ma'am?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem. And yeah, I'm not going to go any further because that's not approved. It's on my Gmail. I don't want to get in trouble with Stripe.
All right. Awesome question. Great. Next, we've got Just Sturgis. You are up. What's up?
Sorry, I was muted.
No problem.
So with Formwise, this looks like mostly front end type stuff, like you're building some type of tool, the client or whomever can access it and get something done, like a marketing initiative or something. But is it also possible to use this on the back end? So like the AI command center that Jonathan helped us build, where on the back end of the business, they can manage their daily tasks and do internal type things. Can Formwise be used that way as well? Or is it really just more of a front side?
Yeah, I would say all platforms more of front end for like GPT based products. It sounds like yours would need probably more customization because it's something very specific. It's probably a task management, I think, is what you're sort of
yeah, I'm using N8N right now to like read through an email, answer strategic partner emails, that type of thing. So it's a process in the back. That wouldn't be Formwise, right? That wouldn't be what this is for. Correct.
Yes. That one would be, a more advanced application, I think is what you're talking about. Okay. You could probably hire a developer to build that part of it and then like embed a tool set within that app. But yeah. I want to also be like, we're not the one and be all platform. That's where we partner with High Level. They do the websites, they do the automations, the emails. We want to do one thing awesome and one thing awesome only, and that is build incredible GPT-based products. Cool.
Awesome. Great. We got one more question we're going to go to in just a second. I want to remind everybody, in case you need to log off, we have a couple of free tickets we're going to be giving away, or passes to trainings. I've got to go through the logs, though. Those came in so fast, I don't know who got it. I will announce that to everybody in the email that goes out with the replay. And Christina, you're up next.
Yes, I just had a quick question. So I'm new to AI, I use ChatGPT and things like that. Is this program beginner friendly? Because I was interested in learning how to build custom GPTs and things of that nature. So I want to know if I had needed to be tech savvy, or is this something like somebody that's new like me is able to do?
Javi, if I can dive in real quick,
absolutely.
I've used both. So if you've never built a custom GPT, I recommend you take my GPT course just to learn how to build them. But once you know how to build a GPT, and they're not very difficult to do. In fact, I've got a video on YouTube that you can literally do it in 6 minutes. So they're not hard. Once you know how to do that, it is so incredibly easy to do it with Formwise because it's almost the exact same interface. It looks the same, super easy.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And we built our product because like the average user that signs up for Formwise is usually a coach or some type of knowledge expert, or somebody that already sells digital services or assets online, whether it's PDF, courses, services, marketing services. So they usually, as like, I don't want to like oversimplify, like, hey, if you can use the internet, you can build a tool. But it really is that easy. It's like a form builder. If you've ever built a forum, you can build a tool with Formwise. And as far as building GPTs, we have some resources, but I mean, Jonathan's group and Jonathan's resources really are probably the gold standard when it comes to building GPTs that I've seen. And I've seen so many AI coaches and consultants. Jonathan's are the real deal. Like, they're awesome.
Thanks, Ali. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, we are running up on time. We're going to try to do as many as we can. If we don't get to you, I apologize that Javi is in the group paying attention as well. So if you've got questions later, we'll be posting this in the group, and Javi will be there to help support. Dallas, you're next. What's on your mind? Dallas, you there? You're muted, I think, Dallas. Still can't hear you, Dallas. Sorry. Don't know what to say. It doesn't look like you're muted on our end. I don't know what to say. Dallas, we'll come back in just a second. Paul, you're next. We'll answer you, and then we'll come back to Dallas.
All right, can you hear me?
We can.
All right, cool. Just a question. Is that 1300 time? Sorry, I'm retired military. Is that 1 p.m. time with Julian the only opportunity? Because I'm a federal employee and I don't get 1 o'clock to work on my personal stuff.
Yes. So, Sean, I do believe that's like the only group one. But if you do request support, it's on like a sort of ad hoc basis. Like you could ask for a call, and they can accommodate you. They'll be happy to hop on a call with you.
Okay,
it's not
so
something
I can just skip the book your free onboarding and then request a call later.
Yes, go through the support. Yes. You're going to need to go through the support tab, but yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you both. This is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Paul. We appreciate it. Dallas, you had your hand up. Are you still there? If so, you're
Can you
welcome.
hear me now?
There we go. We got you. All right.
Sorry, guys. Okay, I'll try to be as succinct as possible. I fall into that same group as, yes, I'm a user, but I'm nowhere where I need to be. Jonathan, you and I are going to be setting up a one-on-one, so I appreciate that. The question for today is, if I'm learning this, because I do want to make the commitment, because I think it's going to help what we do for a business, but in terms of sequencing, because I haven't learned enough about Go High Level yet, in terms of learning, just pure understanding, getting yourself into it, do you have like a sequence, or can you recommend a sequence of learning? Because it seems like these are, they're pretty robust, but you have to have some type of base knowledge, and I just want to start and then kind of move through. Is that a possibility that you could recommend that, or if you already have something like that, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I would go ahead, Javi. If
No,
you got it, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it depends what your goal is. So if your goal is to use like the Go High Level sub account to sell your coaching services or your course, and you've not even built your course, you've not even built your website, I would knock that stuff out first. But I would also at the same time get your hands dirty and build a tool. That way you can break. Because it's amazing. Once someone builds their first tool, even if it takes them 30 minutes, the next tool is going to take you 50 minutes. The next tool is going to take you 5 minutes. And then that's like a glass ceiling that they break. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm over here building AI tools. And it's like second nature now. And I understand prompting now. And so I highly encourage you to sort of jump that hurdle. But yeah, if you don't have everything set up, I do, it is a lot of stuff to do. If you've never had a website before, but it just depends where you are. I'm not sure where you're at in your journey.
Javi, we have websites. We've worked with GoDaddy and some of the other HostGator and those guys. So I'm familiar with websites. I was an agile project director in my former life, but the bottom line is I'm trying to make sure that I'm not kind of putting the cart before the horse. And so as a matter of just learning through the sequences of knowledge transfer, I'm thinking Go High Level would be a good place to start. But obviously, if I made a commitment to utilize Formwise, I'd want to start using it as quickly as possible, but I don't want to like rush into it. You know what I mean? So if that makes sense to you,
Yes, I think you're bringing up something super important. Like we all have to put our chips in the future where we're going to invest like our skills and our familiarity of a particular tool. I think Go High Level is a winner. I think they're a great platform. I think obviously ChatGPT is a no-brainer. You want to be good at ChatGPT. And I think if part of your business model is to add AI, whether it's a Copilot, a whole login mode tool set, or a few smart forms, we think we're the best choice for getting that done as quick as possible without adding a bunch of unnecessary complexity.
Right. Okay. No. And then the only last thing, because I know we're running on time, is let's say you start using it beyond the 14-day free trial and you're going and moving through and you just find that it doesn't work for you later on. And I'm not saying that that would happen, but if you have data that's critical into the system, is there a way to export it? Is there how do you guys do that with bookmarks, or do you pretty much just lose everything if you decide to stop? How does that work?
Yeah, so just I think from a data policy, I think we only hold on to your data. Like after you, say you pause your account, I think we only hold on to it for like 90 days, like the data sources, like your proprietary stuff. But if you want to reactivate in 90 days, your tools will still be there. And all you have to do is re-upload that data. But yeah, that other data stuff, we try not to hold on to that just for security reasons.
Sure. All right. And I think you said something about SOC 2 encryption. The security is locked in, because I do want to make a commitment today. I just want to make sure that I'm getting what I need to get, and not necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, the University of Alaska uses us, and a few other regional sort of state economic development resource centers also use us to help small businesses build stuff. So from a security standpoint, I think probably Justin's a little bit better equipped at answering that. We've never had any issues, and we I don't know, Justin, if you want to kind of talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, everything is encrypted, and we have like row level permissions on everything. So you're not going to have to worry about let's say your API keys or your prompts or something like that being leaked.
Okay. Yeah, mine is more student data, that kind of thing. And then there's a little bit of health data, but okay, that's fine. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Sandra, you have been so patient and waiting. Thank you so much. You are the last question. Guys, we're going to wrap up after Sandra here. Sandra, what is on your mind?
Okay, I've got two questions. One is easy. What that screen is showing right there. I like how the box of what's in the middle, your Formwise is in the middle. If somebody starts using that, does it have to open up to the entire screen, or you can have it look nice like this?
Yeah, I mean, you could embed it. Like for example, this one. I think I have to sign up.
That's just the placeholder, I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes.
So you can't.
Yeah.
So you
I mean,
click on it.
So you can. Yes. This is just like a screenshot of it. So you can embed it though. I mean, depending where you're embedding it, you can customize around it. And that's one of the reasons I like Formwise, is because wherever you embed it, you could also embed a YouTube video down here on how to use it. Or a button to, hey, book a call if you need coaching on the AI tool or whatever. So wherever you're embedding it, you can customize that page the way you want it to look like.
The reason why I'm like, we literally are almost done with our pickaxe and we're frustrated with the limitations of it. And so this brings me to my next question is the one that I'm trying to sell. Like, I am a coach, and can the GPTs go out to the internet in addition to the knowledge base?
Yes. Yep.
For reasoning, if I can't, because that's part of my instructions. If you can't find it in the knowledge for the questions that they ask, then to go out to look for and stay within guardrails.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's just a one-click capability. I logged out of my Formwise account showing them how to use a thing. So I don't have access to my thing yet, but yeah, it's just a one-click check. And basically by checking that, you give the Smart Form or the Copilot capability to search the internet if it doesn't have, or you could just be very specific in the prompt instruction to search the internet with the data that's being collected. Yeah.
Can I add something there, Javi? Yeah. One of the other things that's really cool is that so inside the prompt builder, you have two checkboxes. One is for Google searching, so you can just turn that on, and now that prompt chain step can now search the web and do whatever it needs to do. But the other thing that it can also do is we have web scraping. So it's like a reader, so you can actually put in web pages, and it'll go out to that web page and then read the entire web page. So if you
entire web page, I mean, one of our web pages has got 1,200 pages. We found out.
Oh, it's not gonna read everything. It's not gonna read every single page on there. There's a few different ways that we handle like reading that kind of information. But if you if you ask your user, for example, like, hey, put in your website and I'll look at your SEO, then what it'll do is it'll go to that user's website and then read the first page of it and then use that as context.
So scraping the first page is what is typical for a lot, but not like, let's go to every single page within that website.
We can do that, but that's a little more advanced, and that goes into like our data sources and uploading documents on the back end. And we do let you do that, but
Okay.
I guess they're two separate things.
Very good to know. Thank you so much. I think, oh my gosh, I love it. And of course, timing is everything. And we were like almost done with the pickaxe, and now I'm like, we're gonna start over. I have a feeling my sister was on, my business partner, and she's like, "Are we doing this?" I go, "I think so," because we're not real happy, and I want to have something that's gonna stay for a long time.
Sandra, that's why we did it. We moved away as well. I get the pain, but it is, you need the right tool to be able to, monetize the tools and make it work for your business. So I totally get where you're coming from.
And has anybody ever thought to, okay, can I ask one question here? My sister knows how to use like Flutterflow to build, apps for the phone. And one of the things that sometimes it allows you to do is to put a link and it will go to that custom. We could not do it with Pickaxe. Has anybody tried to do it with anything with Formwise yet that you know of?
I have seen, so Go High Level offers a progressive web app for like course builders and people selling like a community. And I've seen people embed a Copilot and a tool set within that, and then it's on a mobile. Like the stuff you built on Formwise is now in a progressive web app that's on a actual phone. And I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that with a native iOS app, whether it's built with the Flux or React or something like that. Why you can't embed? So I mean, people embed YouTube videos on apps all the time. It's the same exact technology. So I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that.
She'll look into that, of course. But thanks so much for sharing this, and thanks, Jonathan, as well. And I hope that we talk about this next week in our business course that we're going to be.
I'm sure it will come up. Absolutely. All right. Well, guys, I want to thank you, Javi and Sean. Thank you hugely to you guys for all the information, for the incredible deal. I'm grateful. Guys, I want you to know the only reason that they're here is because I trust them. So you guys know I don't bring on anybody and everybody for deals. But Formwise is a tool we're using. I thought it was valuable to share with you guys. I hope you agree. If not, that's okay. But I hope you agree. We will be publishing a replay and putting that out. We'll get that out yet tonight. If you have any questions, ask in the group. Javi will be in there. I'll be in there. We'll be doing our best to pay attention. And with that, everybody, thank you for your time today. I'm so grateful for everybody that joined us. We're all here. Let's figure out how to monetize AI and have a great time. Have a great day, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Javi, any last words?
No, I'm just eternally grateful to you, Jonathan, and I hope I gave some value to somebody, even if you don't sign up for Formwise.
Tons of value.
Hey, and remember this: GPT stands for "Get Paid Today."
Oh, Sean, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Get paid today. Yeah.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
See you guys. Bye.